Hello and welcome to yet another episode of World of Brands. Today we have with us Neelima Burra, Chief of Corporate Strategy and Transformation Officer at Luminous Power Technologies Private Limited. Neelima, thank you very much for joining us on Republic TV.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Neelima, the first thing that I think about Luminous is, the connection with IPL and Sachin Tendulkar. How is power and technology related to IPL and cricket?
It's a great thing that you can actually calibrate between brand and then cricket and then Sachin Tendulkar. With over 37 years of brand building, one of the things which has remained, one of the personalities which has remained constant with the brand in last 15 years is Sachin Tendulkar. Right. Having said that, sports has been one of the key enablers of brand building with Luminous, for a simple reason that cricket and sports is not just a game, but it's a passion. It is also full of energy, and especially for cricket, it's a part of culture of this country. It is a religion which we all live, celebrate, enjoy, laugh, and also have a lot of fun around it. And that's the ethos in which brand was built, with energy as a sector. With Cricket Association, brand became energetic, vibrant, young, youthful, and that's the association with IPL and Rajasthan Royal, which brings that energy and fun together in energy as a sector.
There are a lot of initiatives that you have taken with Rajasthan Royals. Could you elaborate?
So, Cricket Association with Rajasthan Royal was not just about a sponsorship and title sponsor. It was also a 3-year association in which first year was about strengthening and building brand visibility. But it's a brand which is a household name with more than 97% of brand awareness. What as a company we wanted to also do is have better and stronger affinity with the newer consumer segments. Also, it's also about building the brand with a purpose. So with Cricket Association and Rajasthan Royal, we also came up with this Pink Promise. And there is a story behind why Pink Promise, because from 2023 onwards, if you see, there is one is IPL, but number 2 is there is Women in Energy campaign to actually break the gender stereotype of the industry and reduce the gender gap in energy as a sector. We launched Women in Energy as a campaign. Pink Promise is truly enabling and taking that forward from Women in Energy and blending it into the cricket. Rajasthan Royal has a great foundation team as well, and they work with women in Sambhar district of Rajasthan. And this program associates very closely with them. And we called it Pink Promise because it's about empowering women through technical training on solar, and also educating them, empowering them on technical knowledge and skill set, which was the part of Women in Energy program as well. So this is how we came together, amalgamated both the programs and came into Pink Promise. But to give real life to this campaign, it was every 6 which you hit on the ground, actually lights up 6 homes. So that's where you then further scale it up and make it more real for the people and the communities.
Is India ready for a complete transformation towards alternate sources of energy?
India is rapidly shifting towards alternate sources of energy, and solar being at the center of that energy transition. This rapid shift is happening differently for different tier towns. If you go to rural to urban, the transition is taking different forms and shape. First stages of energy transition was about having a power backup solution at home. Then comes the second part of the transition, which is continuous power supply through solar as a source of energy. This transition, because of the government's newer programs which has come in with Kusum Yojana and with Surya Ghar Yojana, these are all the programs which is across the country. Yes, the biggest source and change which we are seeing is in 1 megawatt to 3 megawatt changes which we are seeing happening.
The smaller consumer,
Yes.
you're saying?
Yes. Smaller consumption, residential consumption, more up to 3 megawatt consumption is where you are seeing the major shift. Commercial segment was already into larger farm projects, and many of the panel consumption was with the commercial projects earlier. But with these programs coming in, residential as a sector has seen more growth than ever before.
As an industry professional, what are some of the challenges that you face in convincing consumers to shift towards renewables?
Consumers want to know more, which is a very good news. Today, one of the best thing which is happening in the industry is there is enough and more policies, enough and more programs which is coming into helping consumer to shift the narrative. Whereas earlier it used to be the brands and the companies challenge and programs only to change the behavior. With government program and the subsidy and the mandate towards moving towards 500 gigawatt industry, what has happened is there is complete ecosystem which is coming into play. There is more and more players into the market. There is consumer finance which is coming in, where banking as a sector has also come in to join hands. Plus there is also logistics, infrastructure, manufacturing as a setup is all coming into force, which makes product more affordable, more accessible for the consumers to change. Service and installation as a network is also playing massive role in this installation and changes which is happening, right? And last is the brand. When all these things is happening, consumers' willingness now to try and shift towards solar is far better than ever before, and brands only have to now look for who has got more preference and consideration over others, because awareness is not a challenge. The challenge now is only about preference and consideration.
So it's a problem of plenty actually.
It's a problem who to choose from. Where is the trust, where is the reliability? And that is going to, that trust and reliability in this whole thing is going to shift the brand propositions towards.
And what do brands in this domain need to do to build that trust?
See, what does brand need to build the trust is the first simple question. Any brand who wants to build the trust, there has to be relevance of that brand in the consumer or customer's life. That relevance is basis your consumer understanding and the need gap of the consumer which this brand is addressing. And the last thing is how differentiated is the proposition, and is that differentiated proposition unique to your brand that people will prefer this brand over any other brand. Luminous journey is exactly in this direction. Luminous over last 37 years, it has built its credibility towards a trusted, reliable energy solutions brand. It offered all the things which energy solutions brand should be doing to actually fill the need gap of the consumer when it comes to energy. The newer form of energy, which is renewable, solar, is an obvious extension. And when consumers look at that coming from a trusted, reliable, credible brand like Luminous, with a history and legacy of innovation, digital transformation, technology, it automatically moves towards that as one of the preferred choices. What we are now doing is building more MarTech with it, wherein you build the technology integration with the brand, so that the enabling journey of choice becomes easier for the consumer. And how are we doing it? I'm just giving one example. Today when you go to our website, there is integration of a bot which talks about how we can enable you to make better choices. So from what kind of capacity you should use, what kind of products you should use, what kind of solution is better, whether it is lead acid, whether it is lithium, whether it is solar, whether it is only standalone, whether it is hybrid, whether it is off-grid or on-grid. You have all the choices now available with your product portfolio expansion for the consumers to make those choices. So with that, what happens? Brand preference journey for the consumer becomes even more credible. So a trusted, reliable brand, maintaining its credibility, building it on the technology and the innovation which is coming through the product, right? And advertising platforms like IPL, Women in Energy, Pink Promise, this just adds to that awareness and affinity with the product and technology. If you have a solar panel at your home, you're producing from the sunlight, right? You're creating energy, you're generating energy. You're also consuming it with your consumption with multiple use cases at home. Otherwise, in the general parlance, consumer is only buying and consuming. You're not creating, producing, or generating it. So that's the difference between a consumer and a prosumer. Luminous, for Luminous, when we are positioning our brand towards a solar expert, one of the big differentiation is understanding what kind of consumers will be actually buying a off-grid a solar, or buying a hybrid solar, or buying an on-grid solar. This positioning towards a prosumer technology brand is, we want to be a preferred brand for the consumers who have the ability to generate and consume both, basically for on-grid solar consumption.
This is a rather curious question that I have as a consumer. Who really fits the solar panels on the flats? I mean, is it the individual consumer, or is it the builder or the developer?
Depends on the area and the space which you have. Apartments and buildings generally has these challenges, wherein where will you put the solar panel and installation. Also the way it has to be installed, the sunlight, those shadows, all those things are important. But for independent house, if you have an independent house, an independent factory, independent villa, a farmhouse, I think those places it's easier for you to get a right space and opportunity to install solar.
What was really the thought behind making Sachin Tendulkar the brand ambassador of Luminous?
Sachin is a god of cricket. I mean, and when you look at an expert in a domain area, and cricket, if that's the culture and the religion of the country, Sachin is no doubt the only epitome of cricket which you can think when it comes to excellence, when it comes to performance, when it comes to setting an example, a role model. So that's how he becomes the obvious choice. He's also reliable, trustworthy from all his innings over the period of time, a name which India trusts when it comes to cricket. Is a legend. When it comes to brand Luminous, Luminous has the similar personality and behavior. It's a trusted brand, it's a legacy of 37 years. It is an expert in energy management solution. It is reliable because the product quality, innovation and technology is something which is very much core inherent value proposition of the brand, because of which it commands certain premium. Right? So with all these things coming together, we feel these two are undeniably one of the best combination which can be towards brand building.
The world, the IMF is bullish on the India growth story. I want to ask you, where does Luminous fit when it comes to the India growth story?
So Luminous as a brand is in the center of energy transition today. And when it comes to energy transition, solar is one of the leading growth story in the country. One is solar as a leading growth story, and number two is Make in India as a growth story, shaping the economy and shaping the technology transition which government is making at this point in time. I think in both the point of view, this brand is really making strides. We have last year set up our solar manufacturing setup in India. And we have 7 manufacturing units in India, which actually manufactures all inverter, battery parts, components, along with that solar panel manufacturing in India. Plus, there is more than 6,000 employees in the country, which is the opportunity of job creation, skilling, which is all supporting the growth story of the country at this time. We also, as a brand ethos, as a brand value, it is illuminating lives. It's about illuminating every path which is dark because of the energy backup and energy storage solutions which we provide. So, and then the promises like Pink Promise, Women in Energy, you're also leading a lot of social impact and the change which you're driving as a brand. So with all these things, I think this is truly driving the nation's growth in the way our Prime Minister is driving towards the economic growth of the country. Luminous is also a Make in India company. All our inverters, batteries, all is manufactured in-house. Our panels are also manufactured in-house. Our app ecosystem, the software in which you can monitor, predict, adapt and control the complete energy management solution is also made in-house. How it is benefiting the country is, it actually, while it is generating job opportunities, it's also helping the country to skill up towards a newer technology. And solar is actually at the center of it. All the manufacturing support benefit by the government is provided right now to actually localize it and make it as much as possible in India.
As a brand manager, what is the challenge between working or developing a B2B brand versus a B2C brand?
So that's a big subject, but yes. So B2C is understanding your consumers well. And who is the consumer? The consumer, anyone who is consuming your product, understanding the consumer, their behavior, their personality, their need, and bringing products, solutions, and offerings which can meet that need in a unique way, that your brand comes as one of the differentiator. It's consumer marketing. Right. It's B2C marketing. Right. When it comes to customers, that is B2B marketing. Okay. Customers are the medium to serve for the brands to reach to the consumers. Final consumer. So now you're talking to the customers who are enablers or who are working for either the product or the solution or the ingredient or the component, right, or the complete energy management product solution itself. Right. They are the makers and I would say takers to the consumers. So the communication, the discussions, the value propositions, the story to customers changes because of that. And this is more business to business conversation, right? Where there is consumption conversation. B2C is more about consumption with emotions and also the functionality of it, while B2B is more techno-commercial conversation to how does it make the business better, how does the brand really empower the business to become better, or how does the brand bring product and solution so that business has better productivity, better output, or better products which they can make, better innovation which they can drive, which they can take to the consumer. So that's the difference between both. It's the language, it's also the behavior, which is very different from both.
And which kind of campaign is more exciting to you?
I think what's exciting is what can really make an impact to the business in terms of top line and bottom line, or intangible way, what can really create consumer value or shareholder value. And on the other side, what can also create a lasting impact to communities and societies. If any of these things is happening in any form, it's very exciting. However, B2C makes it more exciting because you talk to the consumer real time, more human. It is it is dealing with human affinity, a lot of understanding, culture, there is state, religion, there are a lot of things which comes into that to actually create a marketing story on it. While of course B2B is one of the biggest chunk where things are very organized. It is funnel based approach with account based marketing which goes into it. It's more predictive, it's more rational, and you can actually really demand to say how much is the lead, how much is the business, how much is the revenue you generated directly there. While in B2C it's very indirect calculation and measurements on the brand building matrix.
Could you take us through the journey that Luminous has gone through over the past few years?
This brand has a legacy of 37 years, as I said. In 1988, it was known for a value proposition of enjoy technology. It was built very strongly on engineering excellence along with innovation. Right? And that made the brand differentiated in 1988. By 2004, it started taking shape and form of becoming more closer to consumers. And then we launched the newer value proposition of Jispe Desh Kare Bharosa. Right, so from the enjoy technology, and in between there were many more changes, but these are some pivotal changes of it. From a product-centric company and brand which was on technology and engineering excellence, you move towards Jispe Desh Kare Bharosa with trust, reliability built into the brand legacy, and that's where Sachin Tendulkar joined hand with this brand. And from there then moving towards consumer homes more truly by Khushiyon Ka Ghar, wherein we had now see that change in the business value proposition as well. With it as a company, we also entered home with a lot of other products beyond inverter, battery and energy storage solutions. By 2023, it is now weaved into more not just Khushiyon Ka Ghar, but illuminating lives, which is impacting society, impacting communities, but also with platforms like IPL coming in, the industrial, more utility-driven product is now shifting towards more fun, more real, more energetic, more impact. That's the way 2023 to now journey has been. Going forward, as I said, that the business objective and so the brand objective is towards being a leading global prosumer technology brand. And that brings solar into the center of it. We want to be the brand who understands consumer and customer needs when it comes to energy solutions completely. And we want to be offering all the solutions which can make consumers' life better or business better. And that's where solar complete solution is in place. We just don't offer panels or inverter battery, we offer solutions actually. So we are moving from a product-centric approach to a solution-centric approach. We are moving from only engineering and technology company to a consumer company, truly consumer insight-driven company, and from there a B2B company. We are also moving it more towards complete solar solution built in-house with Make in India solution. So this is the only company which can today offer on-grid to off-grid to hybrid solution, all made in-house. All Make in India with Make in India proposition. We have a large team, more than 150 digital engineering team and R&D team which works with software to hardware, all solutions in-house, which makes us India's only connected solar solution company currently. We have more than 15,000 homes which is connected with our solar solution, and we help them manage energy better with our ConnectX app, which enables them for really predicting or adapting or actually monitoring through this app ecosystem. So that's the journey. The journey of the brand, if you ask me, from here is more towards technology, more towards solution, more towards AI, more integrating it as an ecosystem towards bringing complete solution to either consumer need or for the B2B need.
What's the future of solar energy in India?
Solar is one of the best solutions which consumers can think of, or even businesses can think of today. With that, obviously sustainability is one of the center point for Luminous as well, while you're thinking of newer technology and solutions going forward. And because of that, lithium is another solution which is coming forward as a newer option for consumers towards purchase in energy solution.
Neelima, thank you very much for joining us. It was a pleasure having you with us on World of Brands. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was such a great having this conversation with you.